Hello and good evening. Today it is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. And for this video today, what I want to do is I want to discuss and share my thoughts on the idea of Major League Baseball owners supposedly wanting to put ads on their jerseys as soon as Major League Baseball resumes. So that is something that I think is totally ridiculous, and it's something that they should not be doing. And my reasoning for that is because I don't think that a league such as Major League Baseball that makes billions of dollars a year already needs to put ads on their jerseys. To me, that's a case of greed at its worst. It's the same thing that the NBA has now been doing for a few seasons, starting in the 2017-18 season. And you know what? It's getting out of hand, in my opinion, when these leagues are considering jersey ads. And the fact that the NBA has done it, I think, in my opinion at least, is completely unacceptable. It's something that they should have never done, and they shouldn't be doing, at least in my opinion. I think they make more than enough money that they can afford to keep the jerseys and uniforms advertisement free. It annoys the hell out of me. But before I go any further, I want to briefly do a little bit of channel housekeeping. Number one, this video will not have any visual elements in it. It's basically going to be a black screen the entire time where you just hear me talk, and that's it. The other thing too is that if you are a regular viewer and or subscriber, if you are wondering where a weekly roundup video is for this week, there will not be one until this coming Sunday on, I believe it's June 28th. And the reason for that is that not yesterday as of this video, because today's Monday, but a week prior, I decided that that would be my last weekly roundup video, because starting this coming Sunday, I'm going to relaunch the program as Rockzilla's bi-weekly roundup, where I do my weekly roundup podcasts just once every 2 weeks, and hence the name change to bi-weekly roundup. I hope to keep it temporary, but I've done it because the news well has run really dry as of late, and there's been very little for me to talk about. And truth is, I'd rather use those Sundays in between roundup videos to focus on more significant discussions such as this one, where truth is I tried filming this yesterday and I just did not care for what I produced. So here I am filming it on a Monday night and redoing it. So there's that. So now to get back into what I was talking about before. So according to what I read on sportslogos.net, the rumor is that supposedly Major League Baseball owners wanted to allow ads on uniforms as soon as they could get some type of 2020 Major League Baseball season ready to go. So that is an interesting situation. And here's the thing with Major League Baseball right now. Not only do we not know when there's going to be a start period for some type of salvaged 2020 Major League Baseball season, but the truth is, at least as of right now, I don't even know if there's going to be a 2020 Major League Baseball season. I mean, I really sure as hell hope there will be. But as of right now, I don't know if that's going to happen. But my goodness, this whole situation with Major League Baseball has been frustrating. I mean, there's been a lot of dialogue between the owners and the players. And, you know, what I've heard is that the players want their full salaries for a shortened season. Well, you know, what frustrates me about that is that, and this is where the whole ad thing will come in a little bit later on, but I got to talk about this too, because I find it exceptionally frustrating as a sports fan. And the thing is that I hear they want their full salaries even for a shortened season. If I'm incorrect on that, I apologize. But the thing is that, these players, I mean, the minimum salary in Major League Baseball, as far as I know, is $563,500 US. And you're telling me that even the bare minimum salary, they can't take a pay cut? I mean, it pisses me off because, don't get me wrong, I understand the other side of the coin, the other side of the argument where these guys have been promised this amount of money and it's fair to expect them to get paid that. Now, if these guys were making average salaries like the most of us in the world make, you know what? I would be in agreement. I would definitely sympathize with their situation. But when these players make millions upon millions of dollars a year, some players make tens of millions of dollars a year, are you telling me these guys can't afford to take a pay cut for at least one season just to salvage a 2020 season? It's ridiculous. It pisses me off, and in my opinion, it should piss everybody off. I think it's greedy, personally. If you can't survive on one shortened season making even a salary of 500,000 American dollars, in my opinion, there is something wrong. That's my opinion, and I don't expect everyone to agree. But you know what? You could pay for a shortened Major League Baseball season. You could pay a minimum salary of $500,000, and you could pay everybody else up to a maximum of $5 million. And if they can't survive a little pay cut for one season, one shortened season, then I think there's something wrong. There's guys like such as, I believe, Mike Trout, who's, if I remember correctly, it was a 12-year, $426.5 million contract. And you're telling me players such as him can't take a pay cut? Now, if you're a Major League Baseball player, which 99.9% chance none of them are ever going to come across this video, I would expect them to go, wow, no, screw you. I want my money. But you know what? In my opinion, you already have made so many millions of dollars already. And you need to get paid all this extra millions of dollars. More money in 1 year for a lot of players. A lot of players will make more money in 1 year than most of us will probably make between this video and the day that we retire. Whether you're decades away from retirement, well, hopefully. I mean, whether on paper you're decades away from retirement like myself, or you're somebody who's been working for 50 years. Most people don't make even in their whole lifetimes what a lot of these players will make in even one season. And that's the truth. And, to me, it's frustrating that these players are arguing about millions upon millions of dollars. But, and now the owners are talking about player uniforms, putting ads on their jerseys. To me, it's greed. It's greedy. And I don't like it. I don't think it's right. And I don't think they should be doing it. Truth is, the only time I've tuned into the NBA since they started putting ads on their jerseys was when our one and only Canadian team in the NBA, the Toronto Raptors, went on their incredible playoff run and ultimately won the NBA championship last season. That's the only time since they put ads on their uniforms, or specifically on their jerseys, that I've watched basketball. Now, before they put ads on the jerseys, I would always watch at least a little bit of basketball every year on Christmas Day. Now I don't. If there was times where there's absolutely nothing else on, I would honestly tune into the odd basketball game if there was nothing else on. But now, no. You want to be greedy? I'm not going to watch. Not unless something extraordinary is going on, like the Toronto Raptors going on a championship run. And if baseball wants to do the same thing, I do watch games throughout the summers now, and I have for the past few years. But if they're going to start putting ads on their jerseys, personally, I'm not going to be as inclined to watch baseball anymore either. And that's the truth. I mean, if the Toronto Blue Jays are on a playoff run, okay, I'll watch. But besides that, no. I mean, different strokes for different folks. I know some people aren't going to care. But to me, when these leagues make so much money every year, billions of dollars, they can afford to leave their goddamn jerseys alone. So I do want to talk about this as well. Supposedly, I hear that they've talked about it. They're now talking about some type of maybe a 60-game shortened season for 2020. But I've also heard that with the surge of coronavirus cases going on right now, especially in the United States, it's not going to surprise me if the whole 2020 season for Major League Baseball is just a season that never happened. Now, I've also been hearing there's been some COVID-19 related cases in the NHL too amongst some players. So I'm actually thinking of doing a separate video to discuss that too for anybody who's curious. But the whole thing about uniforms getting ads, I've heard one rumor that came out from sportslogos.net that they posted an article about was that there was discussion to bring them in 2020 and 2021. You know, I don't think it's right. I mean, if they came out publicly and said that, hey, we're going to put ads on our jerseys just for a shortened 2020 season and keep them on until things return to normal and we can have full seasons again, even though I don't think they should be doing it at all, I think most people could find that tolerable enough that, okay, whatever, you're going to take them off after, whatever. Even though personally, I don't want them. I don't want them, and I also don't feel they should at all have any ads on their uniforms. I mean, is nothing sacred anymore? And, you know, there's also been talk that supposedly, you know, there's been a report of some kind, I don't know if it's true or not, that they have been talking about discussing the potential of allowing advertisements on jerseys starting in, I believe, 2022, maybe 2023. I mean, when you are a league that makes the kind of money that you do every year, and I'm sorry to be saying it yet again, and now you want to put ads on, seriously? You know, maybe some people in my personal life are right when they say that, you know what, they're tired of professional sports, where I know people that have stopped watching for the most part because they feel that these leagues have become too greedy and that and they feel that it's been getting out of hand. You know what? I hate to admit it, but I'm starting to think that maybe, you know, I'm a sports fan myself. I've always been a lifelong hockey fan. I really do enjoy football. I do. And, you know, during the summers, I don't mind watching a bit of baseball. And sometimes I also don't mind watching a little bit of Major League Soccer too. But, you know, if they're going to put ads on their jerseys, maybe it is time to stop supporting these leagues if they're going to pull this crap on us. Seriously, it's just frustrating. I mean, as I say that though, with, for example, the Canadian Football League, a league that I've watched for a long time. I'm a CFL fan myself, eh? But the thing is that on their jerseys, unfortunately, they do have ads on their jerseys, and they've had them on their jerseys for a number of years. But in their case, they actually, from what I've heard, actually need those ads to bring in revenue to keep the league afloat. I mean, if they ever got to a case where they were making, you know, $1 billion or $2 billion a year, which I don't know if that's ever going to happen, at least in my lifetime. I don't know if it's ever going to get to that point, and I wouldn't be shocked if it never does. But if they got to that point, then take the damn ads off. If you need the ads to actually keep your league alive, then that's a little bit different. I'm more tolerable for something like that. But for a league like Major League Baseball, you want to put ads on your jerseys now? Screw you. As far as I'm concerned, it's ridiculous. You know, if they're dealing with money issues, maybe you should stop paying guys like $400+ million contracts. There you go. There's a bunch of money you can use to help pay for everything else. But gee, what the hell do I know? You know, baseball's got some of the biggest, most, what's the word for it? They have got just the biggest contracts going. Some of the biggest contracts going. I mean, it's ridiculous. Most of us will never even make what a lot of these players make in a single year in our lifetimes. And they're complaining about wanting full salaries for a shortened season. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. And now in 2022 or 2023, whenever their collective bargaining agreement expires and they go back to the bargaining table, you know, what are they going to do after that? They're going to now, you know, according to Paul Lucas from UniWatch, supposedly what's happening now is that for 2020, if it happens, and 2021, they're not going to put ads on their jerseys now, which I think is something they should never do. But what, in 2022, they're going to say, oh, yeah, well, we need the extra revenues. No, you don't. You know, and another thing that somebody I know outside of the channel even said to me recently is that, you know, if they put ads on the jerseys, you know, they said to me that they could live with it if they would actually drastically make the ticket prices a lot more affordable for people. Now, as they say that, there are sites that you can go to and get resale or get tickets for lower prices, like StubHub and SeatGeek, I believe. Sites like them, where, you know, people can sell their tickets if they can't go to games or whatever and flip them and get the money or sell them for less. I don't know. But, you know, they have a point. Are they going to make things like, you know, ridiculous parking fees? Are they going to get rid of those if they put ads on their jerseys? Are they going to make tickets more affordable for average families? So far in the NBA, I have yet to hear that that's happened. And for Major League Baseball, are they going to make that happen? In my opinion, they aren't. You know, if the ads aren't going to be there to help anybody, it makes a situation like this even worse. And you know what else pisses me off too, before I wrap up this video, sometime between now and Christmas? The Nike logos on the baseball jerseys. Their Nike logo is on the front of the jersey. Are you kidding me? What the hell was wrong with it being on the sleeve? When Majestic was making their uniforms for Major League Baseball, the Majestic logo was on the sleeve. It shouldn't be up on the chest area. You put your logo on the sleeve and that's it. If you don't like it, give the contract to a different company, in my opinion. God, that's ridiculous. That looks like a glaring jersey ad to me already. You're already polluting the baseball jersey with that stupid Nike logo on the front. It should be on the sleeve like it was with Majestic when they were making the jerseys up until the end of this past season. So what? Nike's going to come in, start making uniforms for Major League Baseball and have the same thing happen when they came into the NBA? Bam! Nike comes in and then whoosh, ads. Now featuring jersey ads and corporate branding and brand integration. My God, this is getting ridiculous. In my opinion, this should piss people off. Now, with 2020's baseball season, it may not even happen also because of coronavirus. I hear that the cases have really been getting out of hand in the United States, unfortunately, and I hope that the U.S. and the rest of the world can turn this situation around, because this pandemic has been awful. It's been devastating. It really has. And, you know, seeing so many people either getting sick, losing their jobs, or both because of this has been really bad. I've seen businesses going under because of this. I mean, sorry to be going sidetracked on it, but, you know, I'm just saying, it wouldn't surprise me if COVID-19 kills the season too. But but if they are able to actually safely make a 2020 baseball season of some sort happen, I think they should be able to. The union, the Players Association, the owners should be able to put their differences aside, in my opinion, because you know what? Not only do I think the players, even somebody making the minimum salary in baseball, which I believe is $563,500 mere US dollars, totally nothing. That's not much money at all. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Knock on wood, some sarcasm, though not very good. You know, it's just stupid. You know, if the players in baseball can't even take a pay cut, even at their minimum salary, and afford to survive financially, they've got problems. They've got a serious issue, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't expect everyone to like it. But, you know, for the players making maybe $500,000 US, you know, okay, they can have their salary. But for the players making, like, I don't know, $10+ million, you're telling me they can't take a pay cut? It's ridiculous. And now they're talking about jersey ads. It's just getting out of hand. Thankfully, we're not going to see it in 2020 and 2021 from the sounds of things. Woohoo! Let's hope we never see jersey ads in baseball. I don't care about them trying to cover lost TV and gate revenue. You know, as soon as things get back to normal, they should be able to pump in billions of dollars of revenue again to make up for it. I mean, even for a shortened 2020 season, if they said, hey, we're going to only put ads in on the 2020 season uniforms and then take them off right after things get back to normal, you know, I would be able to tolerate it a little bit, I guess. I mean, at least knowing that, hey, they're going to take these off once things go back to normal. But even then, I don't think it should happen at all. And not only that, once they put those ads on and they start seeing that extra revenue stream coming in, I don't think they're going to take them off. So if they don't ever put them on, we're not going to have to worry about that, are we? My goodness. I'm sorry, folks, but this whole situation is it's just been getting frustrating to watch. That's all. But anyways, folks, I've been talking for almost 25 minutes. I know this is long for a black screen and me just talking off the cuff here. But you know what? I wanted to make this video because it's a topic that really frustrates me, and I'd be curious to hear what other people think and how you viewers out there feel about this, because to me it's a joke. The idea of ads on a league's jerseys when they make so much money as already. I mean, if they're clearly, the league should be doing fine financially if they're able to pay superstar players such as Mike Trout. You know, I believe his contract's only a mere $426.5 million for 12 years. If I'm incorrect on that, please correct me. I would appreciate it. But, you know, but yeah, they can't take a pay cut though. No, of course not. Anyways, folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you did enjoy the video if you decided to stick around and listen to it. If you didn't, you didn't. If you didn't like what I said, fair enough. We're not all going to have the same opinions on everything. Anyways, folks, I am going to call it a wrap here. And if you've got anything you want to add to this, please comment below. And until my next video, folks, take care. And of course, as I always say, like a broken record, bye for now.